Hello YouTube, we're going to redo the exhaust on the Allis Chalmers 16 horse there. We got everything apart. You probably remember I got the piece out of the engine by cutting this elbow off. Well, we had to get that off of this, okay? So we cut it in 3 pieces. We lost the other part. See where I had that slotted? Then I took a chisel and spread it apart and it popped right off. Because it would not turn. It was on there. I had it in a vise. I just went ahead and cut it with the cutter disc and 4.5-inch grinder. You can see how much mess I made. Well, that's garbage now. Got another elbow. Now we have a coupler around here somewhere. We have 2 types of elbows now. This goes in the engine. This one just connects 2 pipes. This came around the engine. You probably don't remember. And then this was tapered to go in here, temporary with clamps. Well, this time if I use any of this and build, it's going to be welded. We'll get it where we want it and we'll tack it. So that was just temporary to get by. We're going to try to run the exhaust better than the way it was. Right now it was okay before, but if I want to put something on the crankshaft, the exhaust is in the way. This will screw in the engine without removing anything. I had to bend a little bracket out of the way, which I can show later. But this is not acceptable. See that? We're going to port this out so it's bigger. See how big that is. We want this as big as it can be. This comes right out of the engine. Look how nasty that is. See that? We don't want that. So we got our Dremel. That's what we're going to do. We'll be back when we get this part done. Okay. I always apologize for the shaky cam. We don't want to get out the tripod for this stuff. This is actually beveled. It actually comes out funnel shape. It gets a little thinner. We don't want it too thin. You don't want to get it red hot in there and trying to melt or something. But I worry about the most simple things that could be serious. Threads on water pipe are tapered. I don't know if you can tell that. Sure you can. Okay, here's the file I'm using on number 11.5. Okay, here's the problem. I tried to get it in there width before originally, elbow like this, because we can't point it down. The points are down there on the block. You don't want to point it up. We want to try to get it snug where it's level. We wish we had a collar. We actually thought about taking one of these couplers. It's a lot of work though. Trying to chop, make it a lock collar. We will be putting never sees on this, but if it's loose, we're going to build a bracket or something for it. Well, if you were to suggest using never sees, I used pipe dope when I first put it together, but it came apart so easy. See this side? That had pipe dope. Actually got a little rusted, but that's why we're going to use never sees. We may have to take it apart. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep working on these threads. We're going to try to make them a little bit more tapered, grinding away a little bit right at the very beginning, because the threads in the block look good. I've got them clean. I have not used any penetrating spray, because I don't want to put up that stinky oily stuff when I'm trying to file and grind, okay? That's why I'm not using no lubrication. If I had to use anything, I'd use a little carburetor cleaner to clean out some of the carbon. Which I might do next time I go out. I got some cheapy brand. So we're going to work on this a little bit, make a little bit tapered. Then we'll take you outside and show you one of the ideas we have. I mean, we're designing this as we're going, okay? We're designing as we're building. The way I want to do it, the hood hits it, of course. There's even some orange paint on here somewhere where the hood was hitting it. So let's work on a little bit more. You can see we make it a little bit more smaller tapered here as it goes in, so it might go in a little bit further. Well, all the way across actually. We don't want to take the threads off. We're just kind of making them deeper, which should make it a little bit smaller on the top. Just a slight amount, okay? And this is like cast iron, cast steel. It is very easy to grind with that. When I started with that stone, it was about the same. It's very easy to work with. There's some of that laying here. See the powder? It's very easy to grind. Cast iron, cast steel, whatever you want to call it. Ported and polished. Look at that. Ooh. See that? There's like a seam in there. I ported and polished it like a hot rod. Okay, back to work. Okay, this is my design solution because I want this to be able to all come apart. Okay. See back here where the hood's bent? When you close it, it'll hit this pipe. So we're going to cut it like a notch out. We're going to chop the whole flange. We're going to cut out enough to where when the hood closes, because here's the frame, this piece that comes inside of here doesn't hit the pipe. We're going to take this coupler and weld it onto here because we want this to all come apart. And that'll get my muffler down a little lower because it was so nice and quiet when I mowed. You know, it was a lot quieter than it's sticking out here, right out this direction. So it was nice that it was pointing towards the ground. And if it smokes a little, you're not breathing all that. So I want this all to come apart. We just made it past this way a little bit. So if this came loose, by the time I'm done, I'll have some kind of bracket in here where it can't wobble back and forth. That's as far as this will thread in here unless I work on it all day. We will go in and work on it a little bit because we had to cut into that threads to get that other piece off like this. So we need to go work on it a little bit and see if we can get screwed just a little bit more. That'll get our pipe back a little further. I don't think the muffler's going to go down too much farther though. I may just leave it alone and put goop on it. It is in there quite a ways. We will measure how far it is. There you go. I don't know if we're going to finish this today. It's kind of chilly out. We will see if we can weld to this stuff with a MIG welder. Wish me luck. That was a loud radio. Okay, we ground that out. And being that was slotted like that, it made it tapered. We've got it on there somewhat straight. We got to do a little fidgeting, but we're going to weld this. Now we have welded this kind of pipe to regular steel before. We'll just go slow. We can't use our torch because we're low on something. Oxygen? No, I wouldn't. It's not hooked up anyway. We're not going to spend the time to braze it. We will attempt to MIG weld it with gas. So here we go. Well, this ain't the prettiest weld, but excuse me. But it's like trying to melt butter to an ice cube. That's a good one, huh? We're going to grind it down and see if there's any pinholes. We had trouble where all them slots were in the pipe because it kept trying to blow a hole. We had the welder on 3 and C. We'll take a picture of that if you're interested in the welder and what setting I used. We're using 30 thousandths wire with our gas MIG bottle. Not flux core. People keep asking that. No, we're using MIG with a gas bottle. 7525 argon CO2. There. That way I can refer them to the video. Go back and find where I said it. Okay, we have a few pinholes, but there's one spot right there. We definitely want to redo that. You can actually see like a hole. So this is 36 grit grinder flapper disc. And don't be grinding on this too much. We know how thin this stuff is. We're going to make it look better. We could go all out and take all this off here and make it like a custom look. It's just the exhaust on a lawnmower. It's not going on the space shuttle. Let's get it welded. Okay, we did taper. Took this off and taped that a little bit. That way it was easier to grind there. Those little pits, they're not holes. I'm sure. It's just exhaust pipe on a lawnmower, but yeah, it's not easy to weld that. See that little BB of junk in there I gotta get out? And we caught on the threads. I'll get that out of there. I did take a picture. You can kind of see how that pipe goes in there. I did grind that out. I don't know if I took a picture. I ground it out in the Dremel pretty good, so it's pretty tapered. There you go. That'll screw in there, and the other pipe will screw in there. We are done. We'll screw it together and take a picture of it. We're done for the day. It's chilly out. We don't want to keep running our wood stove. I can't tell you what time of the afternoon it is, so we'll take a little break. We'll have one more clip out there when we put the pipe on and test fit it again. Okay, it fits. There's the muffler down in there. So we just got to take the notch out of that hood. And we'll do that tomorrow or sometime. The whole idea was to keep that clear in case we want to add something to this and put a pulley on there. Could put our point cover on. There is moisture outside, but those points aren't cheap. I think they're 30 bucks. I found a website. People have been really helpful giving me websites to find parts. Some of the places it's hard to get the stuff to work though. You try to click on something and I know it's computer and my internet connection, but yeah. See, if it tried moving, it's not really going to move. It's in here so tight. You can't, if it's going to move this way, see? That's all it's going to move. We're going to try to get this in here a little bit more, because if you look at this pipe, it leans out, it can go in a little more. So we're going to work on that a little bit more tomorrow, and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, it looks a little better doing that. It's not going to do no good to paint this or nothing. It's just going to burn off again. So thanks for watching. We're going to have our exhaust back down on the ground where this thing sounds better when I'm sitting on the seat. So thanks again for tuning in, and we are out of here.